All right, guys, I wanted to just remind you. So for those of you that are aging, okay, and possibly, I say possibly because nothing is guaranteed, want to maybe help with hair loss that comes with aging and menopause and the increase in the DHT that gets into the scalp. And a lot of it is because it accumulates there, okay? So what we want to do is we want to be able to really help the body absorb that and get rid of it. Okay, we want to try to keep it from building up in the scalp. And of course, you know, the holistic way is to do a lot of scalp massage. And you really want to manipulate the fascia, okay, to really increase blood circulation, and you want to help stimulate lymphatic drainage as well. So one of the things is, you know, you can certainly do the lymphatic stuff, okay? And you don't just want to massage the scalp. You want to also do some of the lymphatic stuff too, because you want to make sure that you're really draining it out of the scalp, okay? Now, I like to use my hands, and I also like to use some tools. You can use a comb, doing little circles, and you can do the gua sha moves too, which is the scraping back and forth, okay? Spiky ball, roll it around. You want to make sure that you do some shearing as well, which is planting your fingers. So you're not rubbing, you're planting them, you're just manipulating the fascia, okay? But then I also like to kind of really perk up the blood flow, okay? Really get that blood flow going. So I like to do scalp massage whenever I think about it, whenever I don't forget. It's nice to do it before you go to bed too. It's good to do it in the morning and at night. I do really like to do it twice a day, and I need to get back in the habit of doing it twice a day because, you know, I just get busy and I forget sometimes, and I go to bed and I forget, but I really like to massage my scalp. And, you know, even if it doesn't help for that, which some people swear that it does, it's got benefits anyway, so it's definitely worth doing. Now, remember, so your brain, your scalp, you know, it drains lymphatic fluid, and you want to support and encourage that as you get older, because again, things just slow down. Things don't work as well as they used to because, you know, we're getting older, okay? And the shift in the hormones and the accumulated stress that we have collected, you know, throughout our life, it's in the scalp. And then what happens is this fibrosis, that this is coming from somebody else, not me. I didn't make this up, okay? The theory is that the fibrosis in the scalp is what traps the DHT. So the stress in the scalp, and as we age, stuff starts to kind of harden, right? Things start to get stiffer. And that traps the DHT in there so that it can't flow out, and the blood and the lymph can't clear it away as easily. So if that's the case, then scalp massage would be wonderful, okay? So I noticed when I started taking iodine last year, I always thought I was getting enough because I was, you know, eating fish and salmon, and, you know, I really, really did think that I was getting enough, and I didn't really have any outright signs of iodine deficiency, so I was never motivated to take it. But then I decided to just do the experiment, so I started with very low amounts, just micrograms, not milligrams. I did not start with Lugol's. I started with micrograms, and I was even having some reactions from that. It was making my face break out, especially around my nose, and yeah, some other things too. So I started off really slowly, but what I noticed is that since I've been increasing it over the past year, I've definitely noticed like more baby hairs growing in around. So I don't know, we'll see. we'll see what that does. But yeah, I love a good scalp massage, and it's something that is really easy to do too. So again, I'm just doing what they call shearing right now. It's where you're manipulating the scalp. And then you can do a little bit of gua sha, which is, again, using a tool or something if you want. You're just kind of scraping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can also, you know, comb this way, but I like to do the scraping. It feels more invigorating. I go all the way down. You don't want to do it so much that you're ripping your hair out. And of course you can see that I have a very wide tooth comb. I actually love this comb. It's like one of my favorite combs. It's a nice wide tooth wooden comb. It doesn't scratch my scalp and doesn't rip my hair out. I love it. So this is another one of those things. And again, because you've got a lot of acupressure points and reflexology points and stuff on your scalp, you're doing a lot more, okay, than you think. So it's really great to do the scalp. And as we get older too, it's nice to really support that lymphatic drainage at night, which is the lymphatic drainage of the brain. It's doing it all the time, but at night is when it does the majority of its work because the body is resting. And it helps to dump out a lot of the metabolic waste that gets built up during the day. So I like to do the back of the scalp and really focus there. That's that occipital area, and you've got some occipital nodes back there too. But you want to make sure you really do your whole scalp and not just focus on one area. And again, you can do this before too, you know, making sure that you're kind of opening up these lymph nodes. And again, it's going to drain down the neck. And again, I'm kind of doing it in reverse. Like you could do this all first and then work up the scalp and back down. But feels great. It absolutely feels great. I love to have my scalp massaged. I absolutely love it. And I like to do really, really hard massage too. Like I like it deep. I like to feel it. It's not necessary to go super deep for the lymphatic, but I'm interested in really helping to keep that fascia from stiffening up. So really, you know, just moving it around and increasing that fluid flow. You have to make sure that you're well nourished too, and that your body, you know, has what it needs. So if it doesn't have what it needs, it's just not going to function well. It's not going to operate the way it's intended. And I love to do my forehead, like, ugh. And again, I like to do the shearing, which again is just planting and doing these circular or up and down or zigzag, just these motions. So again, it's different than like massaging. Okay, it's just a different motion. And then the eyebrows hold a lot of tension and right underneath the brows. So it's nice to really get in there and just shear that area. There's a lot of techniques and a lot of different things that you can do. These are just things that I love, and I love to like really get under there. So by adding a little bit of that compression, it kind of helps to relax things and increase blood flow. Just feels really good. Again, it's fine and great to do all of this external stuff, but you have to be well nourished, okay? You've got to have the right nutrition, got to have the right stuff. Got to have a good lifestyle. You have to get enough sleep, get enough sunshine, get enough movement, get enough earthing. You know, it's not just one thing. Now, one thing might really help you. Like, you could start something and be like, wow, this has worked so good. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Sometimes it's one thing can be, you know, life-changing, game-changing, for sure. But we want to make sure we approach it from a real holistic perspective, which is looking at it from every angle, not just a myopic perspective, because very rarely is something just one thing. Like, but sometimes it can be. I don't mean to say that. Sometimes it can be. If you're a really stressed out person and your scalp is always tense, then yeah, relaxing that can just have a huge, huge benefit to you. I like to lay down and I like to do some really kind of intense work on my forehead too. I love that. I use like the palms of my hands and yeah. Now, a lot of people say that rubbing your face leads to wrinkles, but what we have to remember is that it's repetitive motion, okay? It's not doing a face massage once a day, okay? You're not doing it for very long, and it's not repetitive. You're not doing it over and over and over and over again either. It's kind of like, you know, the whole point of cupping or gua sha or anything. You're stimulating in the moment, but it's not something you're doing repetitively all the time, right? Because you wouldn't want to do that all the time. It's the brief amount of time that you're doing it, and it kind of stimulates the body to go into like, ooh, something's happening to me. So, you know, it sends blood and life and everything to the area. So yes, you are, you know, manipulating, but I've been doing facial massage for years, and I do it every day, and I don't know, I don't think I'm aging too fast. I mean, I think I'm aging normally. I just don't want to age prematurely, that's all. I'm okay with aging because I'm aging. And I'm very present and I'm very real. And, you know, I'm totally cool with the fact that I'm changing. But we're always changing. I was a baby once. I was a toddler. You know, I was a young child. Then I was an older child. I was a teenager, a young adult. I mean, we're changing all the time. Why are we so afraid of this change? Like, it's mind control. It's programming. We shouldn't be afraid of this. We shouldn't be afraid to age. We shouldn't be afraid to look old. I'm cool with looking old. I'm getting old. It's a beautiful thing. If you're still alive on this planet and you can say you're old, congratulations. Because not everybody's so lucky. And maybe you don't think you're lucky. Maybe your life sucks. And I know for a lot of people, their lives suck. They don't necessarily feel lucky, but so I've been doing this quite a while because, you know, why not? But I love it. And I do scalp massage pretty often. And I don't really get a ton of hair fallout. So, you know, my hair's not thick, but it's not super thin either. It's just kind of in between. I do have a lot more layers now though, because I got a haircut a couple weeks ago and she put a lot of layers in, so it feels thinner now because of that. But when I don't have layers, it feels pretty decent. And I don't really get a ton of fallout. I don't get a lot of it, so we'll see. It's hard to say if something is going to work or not, right? We just don't know when we're doing it preventively, because we don't know what would have happened if we didn't do it. But you do know, though, when you start getting hair loss and then you do something and you're like, wow, I'm not getting that hair loss anymore, then you know something is really working. But, oh, yeah, so this side thinning a little more than this side. So yeah. But I went into the store the other day and I saw a young girl. She was a young girl and she had a wicked receding hairline, like really bad. I'm like, wow, okay, mine's not really all that bad. Like it's definitely receding a bit. But I've seen young people with worse, so I'm like, okay, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, but I definitely want to keep my hair as long as possible. And I do have this little spiky thing too that I like to use on my hair. It's not that plum blossom thing. I think that's what it's called. You bang your head with the needles, which honestly, I would like to do that. And I think when I go for acupuncture, I'm going to talk to the acupuncturist about that. I'm just kind of nervous. Like I don't want to get an infection in my scalp or anything. And I'm sure you have to like keep it really, really clean and like disinfect it. And I don't want chemicals getting into my scalp. So like, what do you clean it with? I mean, there's natural things, obviously. I could use probably tea tree or like whatever, but I don't know. Do I really want to put little micro holes in my scalp? I don't really know, but I'm gonna look into that. But for now, I just have a plastic one and it's got little plastic kind of needles on it. And I push it into my scalp and I massage my scalp with it. And I do really like it, actually. I really, really like it, but it's not actually penetrating my scalp. It's not like putting little holes, like they're not little needles. So we'll see. I don't know. But so far, my hair's still okay. I'm doing all right. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But scalp massage, all right? Try to do it every night. Try to do it twice a day, morning and night if you can. All right? Signing out.